Coming to you live from a bunker 35,000 feet beneath the splendorous state of Indiana, it's the pit. You have fallen directly into the pit. Welcome to the show. Let's get started with some intros. Going around the table, we got we got an old school. Gabe.
Yo, yo, yo.
Is at the table again. And John.
Hey, how's it going, folks?
And I'm the host, Big BS, Bryce, a.k.a. all around, whatever. And, I don't know, what's that? You guys hear something?
I hear a chopper coming in.
I think that's our guest,
It's a chopper.
PKD. He's getting chopped in.
Cut the engine!
Sounds like he's limp. Kill it! Alright, welcome to the show, Pat.
Hey, what's going on?
PKD.
PK for short, doesn't matter. PKD 180, or you can just call
Definitely
me
not
PK.
PP.
Not giving you
No.
creepers my full fucking name.
We've, last episode we had an intro from all of us, a little bit about ourselves. If you
Okay.
want to go ahead
Okay.
and do that, introduce yourself to the listeners.
Well, like I said, call me PKD 180, or just PK for short. I'm
Some interests, some background.
some interests. Well, okay, so I guess my background is from Indiana. Lived in Los Angeles for a while, unfortunately. I'm not nobody special, I dropped out of high school. Fuck it, fuck those clowns. And I go to community college and smoke pot, and I probably hit on your mom at the bar. Or your sis, however old your viewers are, I don't know. But I'm a genuinely
It's a
good
mature
guy.
show.
Right,
I'm
but
pretty
I
sure.
like history, politics, sports, gaming, tech, anything.
What kind of
really.
gaming are you into primarily? PC, console, shooters?
Console
what genre?
gaming, shooters. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of NBA 2K
All right.
series,
So
but
some sports games in there.
right, I like sports games, but I'm biggest on shooters or strategy games like role
Rise
playing
of
games.
Empires, stuff like that.
Yeah, shit like that, and Empire Earth and Rise of Nations. I love role playing games. Huge Fallout fan. Obviously, Skyrim's dope. It's a bit dated, but I still have buddies who get lost for hours in that game, if not days.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially the PC version has so many mods now.
yeah,
Um,
no, I haven't even checked those out.
Have you seen the mod where they turn the dragons and said they're trains from Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yeah. I saw some that had the, Macho Man, Randy
Yeah,
Savage.
Or if
He
you
has a
get near
dragon.
a bear, the bear's like, "Rawr, I'm
Yeah.
a
The
bear."
dragon's like, oh yeah. He's floating around and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alright, so let's get into a recap of last week. First episode, we finished with 49 views. It's not bad, in my opinion, for a start. Considering I only have 16 subscribers, it means we're getting a lot of views from people that don't really know about us.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's move on to our listeners' questions segment. I think, John, you've got the listener questions. Did you happen to get the name of the I think it was Headcracker 81 or something like that?
It was Mike McGinley.
All right, there you go, Mike McGinley.
Shout out to Mike,
Mike McGinley.
going on the wall of contributing listeners.
Yes.
That's me
It's
tapping
glorious.
your picture onto the wall.
It's glorious. If you could see it, it's so majestic. I'm almost tearing up right now.
We might have to bring him in for an episode.
Yeah,
I know he'd be down. He's got a good radio voice.
there we go.
Nice.
We always got to get, some
right.
new guys in here.
So let's start up with Mike's list here.
Yeah.
We'll start off with virtual reality, Oculus Rift, wearables and the like.
What's his question exactly
He
here?
wants to know if virtual reality, if it's just a passing fad, or if we think there's some future to it. And we'll start off with Bryce.
In my opinion, here's how I think about it. Excuse me. If you look at all the past consoles that have added on peripheral or accessories like that,
Yeah.
they've all failed. Nobody's really done a virtual reality accessory like this, but I think that the initial shock value would be there. and people will pick it up because there is some hype around it. A lot of people put into the Kickstarter to get this thing going, and there is a lot of cool stuff that I've been seeing. But it's almost like the Kinect. You know, there's only so far you can go with it before when you're just using it for games. So, I mean, it's going to be cool. I'll probably get one if they make one for the Xbox or if I have a PC down the line.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll last very long. I'll give it 5 years or 10. I mean, I'll give it this generation. I think by next generation of consoles and hardware, that you probably won't see it around very long.
See, I'd have to agree with you there. I feel it's going to be a passing fad. I think for developers, it's an additional thing they've got to develop and work on, and not everybody's going to own one. And honestly, you know, wearables never do well. People don't like wearing things.
For sure.
You know,
Especially when you got to wear an accessory. Chime in.
Hold on.
Fat people. I mean, if you're gonna be like walking on a thing, how many people are gonna be like, I'm gonna run?
Well, you don't have to use that. That's an accessory to an accessory. You're talking about that omnidirectional treadmill.
Yeah.
That is an accessory to the Oculus Rift. You don't have to have that part. That's just something added to make it even more virtual reality, like the old school ones you see at the arcades and shit.
Yeah.
And that's already, like, I saw that on Shark Tank, and they're like, no, like, because you already know that's going to fail. I mean, you got 30 minutes of good gameplay in you, and then you're like, fuck, I'm beat, you know what I mean? And most of the time when I come home, all I want to do is sit down and play a game after working all day. I don't want to fucking go run a mile in Call of Duty. Although if I was in shape, or, you know, in that sort of thing, into running a mile after work every day, that would be a cool way to get two things done at once. But it also takes up a lot of space in your room. You got to dedicate an entire room space to this thing.
I'd add that I mean, virtual reality. Do I think it's going to be a passing fad? No, and this is where my thoughts on this differ. Like,
that's why we got you here.
Right.
You know, we need differing opinions on both sides of the spectrum.
So check this out, though. I mean, they've been talking about virtual reality for fucking grip.
Stroking that Jim Beam bottle.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Gabe is down with the whiskey. Jesus Christ. That's how you know we're from Indiana, by the way.
Some bourbon.
Some fucking
on the table.
Bourbon. You know, I know it's Kentucky, but, you know, we're attached.
We're at the border,
We're at the, you know, so... Okay, but
yeah, your VR.
My view, you know, they've been talking about virtual reality for a long time, since like
80s.
What, the 80s, yeah,
the 80s.
These
fucking movies of that
right.
shit. You know what I mean?
You know, and so look, and you know, you guys are talking about this treadmill shit. Look, you've probably told me about it when I was gone, but let me put it to you this way: I don't think that enough money's been put into virtual reality to call it a passing fad yet. I think that you need to let the game developers and shit like put money into it, come up with cool ideas that they can come out with, and yeah, just like anything, just like when, you know, cars and stuff first came out, they're going to be an accessory or a toy for the rich, and I think once it goes deeper than that, they'll start coming out with some cool shit. So I don't know.
I don't necessarily think there's not a future. I just don't think it's going to take off until we don't have it on our bodies anymore. I think once you're
when
able
they
to
downsize it,
plug it into your head and use your own
make it for
about
the common guy, right?
Or your fucking Star Trek room thing, you know.
Yeah.
Until that happens, I just don't see wearables being that popular.
Well, I remember reading an article a few years back that said video games are 30 years old, and this is where they've came and where they are now. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, here's our look into 30 years down the line, what video games will be like then. You know what I mean? They went 30 years in the future. And they had virtual reality, but it was just shades. They're just sunglasses that you wear with HD screens over each eye, and that was your screen. And so think about, I mean, that was probably, I don't know, 10 years at the most when I saw that article. Maybe, I don't know, when was the first video game? 70, it was late 70s.
Yeah.
So 30 years.
Wasn't Pong the first video game?
Yeah, on a commercial level, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay, on a commercial.
30 years ago, if it was, let's say it came out in 76 or 78.
So it would have been
that
like
would have been
2000.
almost, it'd been like 8 years ago maybe that I read the article. So imagine 22 years from now or so, where an Oculus Rift could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
if it does last that long, it very well could be in that smaller size of the sunglasses, and especially with Google Glass coming out right now, in the works. That's something that definitely shows that trend.
Well, I think
eyewear.
I think 30 years from now we'll be talking about Google Implant, not Google Glass.
Yeah, and that's funny that you bring that up, because every time Google or Apple, whatever major tech company it is, when they come out with something such as Google Glass, it makes me I always have my imagination starts running about the future, and what John just touched on, which would be like implants and like on Titanfall, the oral implants, when you they have the implant in your eye that you activate and you can see people running through walls or their heat signatures.
Right, for sure.
But that was a limb. I just want to throw Titanfall in there because it's sick.
It's great.
It's a great game.
Game of the year.
Right. And,
maybe, I don't know, it's still the beginning of the year, but
free advertisement.
Free advertisement for you guys, because they made a great game. Let's just throw it out there.
What's next on the list of questions from him? I think we touched that good.
All right, so this next one, and I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into this, is Call of Duty.
Oh boy, here we are.
Is it going to be around for long? Is it on its last legs?
Hey, go out and pre-order it today. Go get your 10-year-olds.
Go get Advanced
Go
Warfare.
get it for your 10-year-olds.
Go get see. Here's what Call of Duty's probably going to do. They're playing catch up to Titanfall. I don't know if you saw the Advanced Warfare trailer.
Yeah.
There was
the
mechanical add-ons. You could tell, like, there was that guy, that one image of that guy flying off the bridge and landing right in front of the camera. Sorry, with no fall damage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, huge fall, going fast as hell. And he's got these metal things on his legs. I'm like, it instantly brought me to Titanfall, and it wouldn't surprise me if they incorporated the wall running shit, because dude, seriously, after playing Titanfall for so long, it's going to be really hard for me to go back and play anything else and not try to fucking wall run everywhere, or just be like, fuck it, I'm playing Titanfall because I want to run on these walls.
Hell yeah,
because it's so much more fun, and you get much more tactical advantages out of it. You know what I mean? And just whatever. It just adds another element to the game.
Yeah.
You're no longer this. You're this now.
And I have
you're no
to
longer
agree
on
with
X.
you,
You're on Y.
Because I was playing some first-person shooters, and I won't name them, even though they're some of my favorites, the other day, or just one in particular. Fuck it, it was Battlefield. And I was playing Battlefield the other day, and I always have a good time playing Battlefield. I love it. It's a blast.
Yeah.
And it's BF4,
most it does
recent.
have its,
but
its things that are unique. The vehicle play and the
that's unique, good, and that's great. But here's, I have to 100% agree with you on. I was sitting there like, this is fucking weak because I can't wall run, double jump, and when I fall, I die. Like, the dynamics that have been introduced to first-person shooters from Titanfall have a permanent mark on first-person shooters, at least for this gen. I will go as far as to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the next round of games start
doing
something not so blatant. You know what I mean? But
because they don't want to come out as straight copycats.
Right.
But they're
Yeah.
Okay. Jokes on me. We're talking about Call of Duty.
We are talking about Activision.
I'm sorry. Wasn't Titanfall developed by one of the same?
Yeah, they fire the guys, then proceed to rip them off.
Oh, okay.
They fired the two main designers.
Cool going, Activision.
Before they had to pay them their royalty checks.
Oh.
Assholes.
Because they
corporate America.
Because they said they breached their contract because they were looking for jobs before their contract had expired.
Yeah,
and I can't remember the outcome of the case or whatever. I don't think that I think they got their money. I'm not sure. But the two of those dudes, those same two dudes, started Respawn Entertainment, which is what made Titanfall. But during the process of making it, I don't know his name, Vince Zampanella is the guy that's still there. But the second guy quit.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm just done with video games. It's
too
much
video
fun.
Games, period?
Yeah, he quit the company he made with the guy that made Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, and then they were making Titanfall, and halfway through it, he's like, I'm done, man. I can't. It's too stressful for me, or whatever. It's like, well, the stress is only for a little bit, dude, and then you get paid millions of dollars.
Right, and then
rolling in the dough.
Then you're in fucking...
You sacrifice 2 or 3 years.
Tahiti for a month with some
broad
broad you barely know.
Take some time off with your money. And I don't know what he's doing, but...
himself.
Call of Duty, I don't think... I mean, I think they're going to follow the trend of Titanfall. I feel like Vince and the guys at Respawn were sitting on this the whole time. They're like, we're going to make this killer-ass fucking game, Call of Duty, but have this fucking rabbit in the hat. When it's all fucking done and successful and it's run its course, we're going to say, now you can do this. Bang! They've had to have known about that since the beginning of their programming of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, dude. Because, I mean, they are programmers and they think about that shit. You know what I mean? It's just always, they think about so much more than they can actually put into a game.
Now, are you
because
saying...
they're always restrained by the hardware. You know what I mean?
They're also restrained by the companies themselves.
Right, that's what I was going to ask.
They don't want to take these big leaps.
They were under Activision. They'd probably brought it up to Activision before at some time. You know what I mean? At least with the wall running and stuff.
Yeah,
you know
because if you're seeing similar things.
Too, and shit, and like the mechs, there's such a demand for a really good mech game. Like, it was all about timing with Titanfall as well. Like, there wasn't a very good mech game in a long time, a real long time, especially on a console. You know what I mean? And so Titanfall filled that gap and the gap that Call of Duty players were feeling with the repetitiveness of the series.
I think Call of Duty's always going to be around. I think it's just going to be the little brother that...
I think because there's just so much money behind it now that they can afford to fail big many times in a row. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Call of Duty's big,
well, they're owned by Activision.
Right.
Activision, like, they're huge. They own... Like, they bought Blizzard, which owns World of Warcraft. Shit. But they were owned by a company called Vivendi, which is like a conglomerate of media companies.
Right.
But they were just a majority shareholder. And so Activision Blizzard is what they're called technically now. They're Activision Blizzard. They bought themselves back from Vivendi last year for like, I don't know, like
we're gonna buy ourselves back.
Like $3 billion.
We have the money.
Or something. Something ridiculous.
Right.
They're just like, we want to be ourselves now. We don't want to be owned by a conglomerate. We want to be in control of our shit or whatever. So
they were like, execute Order 66.
They've got money. That's my point, is that they have money and they can afford to fail a bunch of times in a row.
I want to point out an interesting point.
But I don't think that they're going to have anything
good,
juicy that's going to break the ground like Titanfall.
It's already done for me for Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty has been long gone.
I'm going to wait until someone says,
"This is a great fucking game.
This is the one,
this
dude. They've turned it around, you know, or whatever." Because
until the maps
you hear
are as
everybody,
big as
dude. Everybody's
Battlefield.
Oh, Call of Duty, same old shit.
Right.
Like right now, this weekend, they're doing a free multiplayer demo all weekend for Call of Duty Ghosts. You can play for free on Xbox multiplayer.
That game sucks.
That's why, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
It's because they're not selling up to par. So they're like, let's give people a taste of the multiplayer. Get fucking 10, 40 levels, whatever, unlock some guns, and then they want to finish, you know what I mean? But no, they're going to be like, well, yeah, it is what I thought it was, and this is why it's free.
Who makes Call of Duty?
Activision is the publisher. They're the ones that give the money to the developing company. They have different development companies based off of what series it is. Like, Black Ops is a different company, and Modern Warfare is a different company. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You know what game?
Shit.
You know what we need to come out with?
Activision is just the publisher.
Right. Okay.
They just say, "Here's the money, and here's what we want from you."
Right. Well, then it's not on Activision. Activision expected better sales than this. They just
the development company isn't coming through, and that's Infinity Ward and Treyarch.
Right.
Hold on, real quick. I want to bring a point up. Now, Activision gives them the money, they tell them what type of product they want. That's a giant hindrance. You can look and you see this latest Call of Duty.
Well, they give them a contract, and it's not a simple contract. I mean, it's for millions of dollars.
You see this latest Call of Duty coming out? We're talking about how it's ripping off Titanfall. And it obviously is, but that's...
We don't know that yet, but by the trailer...
Listen to my thought process
metal
here.
attachments.
Hold on. The reason they're able to do that now, the reason it's not going to be the same old, the reason they're making a change is because Titanfall is successful. So it's safe now.
Exactly.
They're doing something safe.
Exactly.
They only do safe things because there's shit tons of money at stake.
Proven money to be made.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because that's why no one's gone. Like I was about to say, I'm waiting for another World War II game or like something like that. But I don't think it's going to happen for a while. Because remember back when video games were kind of big, just the regular Xbox. It was all World War II.
Well, because it's easier.
It was safe,
and then
they started expanding.
But it's also easier on programming because,
research.
It's all shit that's really there. Yeah, it's research, but it doesn't have to look flashy. You know what I mean? It's World War II. Or what, you know what I mean? It doesn't need flashing lights and, you know what I mean? Like,
lens
where you
flare.
get in, like, in Modern Warfare or Titanfall, so, you know, you don't need...
Yeah.
The I don't know, all that extra shit.
I don't know, but Brothers in Arms, those are two good games.
Yeah. I think they're working on a new World War game.
I kind of wish they I hope they are.
Somebody is. I'm not sure who, but I remember seeing.
There.
Yeah,
or
all right, we got any final thoughts here on the Call of Duty franchise?
Wrapping up the Call of Duty. The Call of Duty, yeah, like Gabe said, will be around. There's too much money behind it. But, like you said, John, they're only going the safe route. They're not the one that's going to take the leap in a new direction. Even when everyone's saying we want a change, you know, we need a change, this is going stagnant, it's going stale, they still aren't going to do it.
Yeah.
They're just going to sit back. Well, because they can sit back on their hardcore crowd that's going to buy it no matter what.
Yeah.
They've built up, like, competitive gaming, essentially, is built around that and Halo, you know what I mean? But now more so Call of Duty than Halo, because Call of Duty saw the opportunity to fucking put a game out every year, and whereas Halo is confined to one developer, they don't, you know what I mean, they want to put it in one developer's hands.
Right.
Not to mention, and I just want to bring up this point real quick, the hardcore gaming crowd, they're actually they're pretty pro safety, pretty pro lack of change, because, you know, they know their thing, they're good at stuff. I mean, you look at any time they change balancing or make one gun slightly more powerful and one gun less powerful, or change the rate of fire. If you look at an online forum, it's like they're, you know, outlawing free speech. People go nuts.
Yeah, for sure.
So, something I want to look up.
Oh, that kind of pisses me off, though, because, I mean, they need to make guns how they are in real life. Like in Battlefield, you need to make it how it's in real life.
It's really hard, though. I mean,
yeah, it is.
It's got to be balanced for gameplay purposes.
But that's still bullshit.
That's the thing.
I'd rather want it more.
Then play Arma.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If you want realism, play Arma.
What was
balanced game? That's
America's Army? Is that what you're talking
America's Army. Well,
no,
Arma's different.
Okay.
America's Army is similar, but not quite as.
I didn't know if that was an acronym.
All right. Jesus Christ, people. Jesus Christ. That's our next subject. What do we think of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Oh, it's the next question?
Yep.
We're still on... Oh, yeah, okay. What do I think of Jesus?
We're on the viewer
Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jew who preached ideas and ideals that I think all of mankind should acknowledge and try to live by, but the question if he's the Lord and Savior, you know, I'm not
Jesus
gonna go
was
into that.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
I don't think he was the
Jesus.
Son of
Jesus
God.
Christ was the first, like, very well-known street magician. He's like a David Blaine or a Chris Angel, dude. Like,
I mean, Jesus is cool. Like Jesus,
you know
like
what I mean?
in the stories, Jesus kicks fucking
Chris
ass.
Angel walked on water, right?
Right,
I mean,
right. But
he showed me how it was done. That's how Jesus did it.
Exactly. But I just don't believe.
Shit, you not.
And all the rhetoric, but you know,
right.
cool.
If people were
but
as
totally
primitive-minded as they try to portray people to be that far back, like in the past, then I would imagine that it would be a lot easier for street magicians to get by and say, I'm the son of God.
Right.
You know, and have people believe him and just be able like, yeah, I had all this fucking bread sitting behind the hill, and you guys woke up and now it's all here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you didn't know it was behind the hill. You
well,
know?
but how would you explain?
like,
how would you explain this motherfucker getting crucified and then coming back?
That was his ultimate trick, dude.
Yeah,
you haven't
just
seen
like the
fucking
Prestige, man.
David Blaine.
No, the Prestige, and at the
just
end,
like the Prestige.
right at the end, the dude's
I
like,
just saw the end.
they're
That's
like,
all I saw was
they're
the
like,
end.
any last words? And he's like, abracadabra, and they like hang his ass, and I'm like, dude. But really, his clone. Anyway, spoiler alert.
It was his brother,
whatever.
dude.
Spoiler
It was
alert.
his clone.
No, you didn't get cloned. You didn't.
What are you talking, dude? Don't like
All right,
blow my
They
mind
had
about
a
the
twin
Prestige.
brother
No,
the
because
entire time, and they kept it a secret
what?
through their whole lives. That was his secret, dude. The whole time, the other dude's trying to figure out.
Because the other dude cloned
Christian
himself
Bale,
and was drowning
yeah.
his like other dudes.
But
I thought
Christian
they
Bale
both
didn't
had a
do
machine.
it.
Oh yeah, because he didn't have a machine, did he?
Didn't get to the machine.
Yeah.
He had a twin brother, and that was his magic secret. That's how he was able to get from one place to the other.
Dude, you
so
just
fast.
totally like blew my mind because
Dude,
I
and that was
thought
the
I
only part I saw. I saw
got
last
that
week. I
movie.
saw the last 20 minutes of that.
High five
And
for
I was
that.
over at Jeff's
What?
house, and he was like, he told me what happened the rest of the movie while I was watching the end of it, and I was like, sweet, just saw the whole movie. 20 minutes, you know, like, but yeah, it was really good. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Damn.
Because I was like trying to figure it out. I was like, did he clone himself? And then he's,
Right. Because that's
then,
what I thought too.
But I was like, how would he clone himself? Because it didn't make sense, you know. And he's like, nope, that's his twin brother, and kept it secret the whole time. And he even showed him. Remember, he had 2 fingers missing.
yeah, and they showed them cutting the
it off
fingers.
of his.
But I thought that could
Yeah.
just as well be his clone. I didn't
Right.
really realize anything about the.
But see, the
other
thing
shit.
was, he had the daughter, and the real one was the father, and you know, or the one that went to jail
Right, yeah.
and got hung was
Yeah.
the real father. You know what I mean? But you know, he
Back
kept
to
it from
Jesus.
his wife
Wait.
so long, and she ended up killing herself. You remember that? His wife hung herself.
Oh yeah,
Because he
yeah,
thought he
at the
was
end,
cheating
yeah.
on her because they would switch roles.
Right.
And his brother was sleeping with somebody else.
Right, of course.
But
you love that one.
he
the
was pretending
assistant
to be
he
married
said
to her
yeah.
or his brother.
Okay.
For further information on the Prestige, you can go to Wikipedia and get the entire plot there.
I mean, you guys,
You just
you
gotta
know, I
hear-
don't, you know,
You got any sense out of that?
it's decent, you know.
That's Jesus Christ in a sense, right there is where we came from. There,
Okay.
Jesus was
Gabe,
a street
Jesus.
magician.
we have some other opinions
Gabe,
here, though.
Jesus.
There's
Let's
yeah.
hear what
Gabe.
these guys have to say.
What's the difference between Jesus Christ on a cross and a picture of Jesus?
What?
It only takes one nail to hang up a picture.
That's terrible.
I was raised Catholic. I went to first or eighth grade in
I didn't know
public,
what sound effect was
at
going to
a
come up when I
private
pressed.
school.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
fine.
just like-
John and I come from a Catholic
Yeah.
family, I'm sure.
Protestant, Catholic
Well.
mix.
All right, so that's the last of the question. Or you got
Oh, yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, they have
We
to
got
know.
John
they
up to
have
bat.
John.
Unless was that all you had?
I mean,
Gabe,
let's
was,
say something good for Jesus. Come on, we can't be all one side. I mean, you know, we believe what we believe, but we
He's a
understand.
swell guy. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
All right.
Oh, we're choppering on to the next topic.
Yep, that section is flying away.
All right, you got any gaming news?
That
or
dice-
Right now, we're gonna go
Subject,
to
yeah.
a little social media plug. Get on subscribe to us on YouTube. Write me out if you're listening. Give us some likes, comments. Any questions you have for next week, just leave us a comment. Get at me on Twitter, Big BS, BIGGBS, Twitch, and Xbox, Big BS, all around.
Look me up nowhere because all I got's Facebook.
All right. He's private. Everyone else is private, right? All right.
You can find me in real life, but it'll probably not go down well for either of
It'll
us.
cost you.
If you're listening, you probably know us in real life for the most part.
For the
Good
most
odds
part.
you know us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so yes, let's move it on to the gaming news. Nope. Where did it go?
Oh man, I really don't want to. I have this e-cigarette here, and I
The
don't
coin
really.
went somewhere. I'm gonna find that coin. Guess not. Oh wait, did I move? There it is.
There
There it is.
go.
Oh,
Gaming news.
That's nice. That's
All right.
production values is not a valid comment.
Had to find it. That one was not programmed into the 8 keys I have.
No, I'm just
Now it is, though.
I'm just retarded.
I know where to put that.
Wait a second,
Right here.
Okay.
Hit it.
Boom.
And it's got the base on the. So now, moving on to
Yeah,
gaming
you gotta hit
news.
it
What
hard.
you've all been waiting for.
Not harder, but just.
All right, hey,
We
podcasts,
have
people.
been-
Podcasts. Be pros here.
All right. So here's what I got. Google is wanting to buy Twitch for $1 billion. Put it as part of YouTube.
I for one bow down before our Google overlords here.
So here's the thing. Google bought YouTube early on. And now they're buying Twitch and making it part of YouTube. So obviously they see some sort of potential there for a huge takeoff.
Yeah.
And I mean that's pretty cool for gamers. I mean to have a huge takeoff in the gaming community in any sort of
Wait, who wants to
area.
buy
Condenses it.
Google and put it as part of YouTube.
Of course, Google wants to buy it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So.
Because then you have to create a Google Plus account.
Yep.
So they can get off.
Yep. I already
That's
have
all
one
they
though.
want.
I guess
Yep.
so I'm on YouTube. So that's what it
This
says.
broadcast has been interrupted by Google.
Google Beast.
Right, Google.
No,
Beast.
I'm all for Google. If you don't have a Gmail account, then you're living in the past. It's as simple as that. Whenever I see a Yahoo or an AOL or God forbid a Hotmail,
AOL.
I went on I went to AOL.com the other day and tried to sign in with like an old name and password just to see if it was still active somehow.
Yeah.
It was not.
Yeah.
But because I think I remember they got rid of a whole bunch of them after a while, like when they upgraded.
that's all the old people who died.
The fucking graveyard, right? Yeah.
It hadn't subscribed
Sitting
in 20
there
years.
when it back in the day with don't get on the
It was
phone.
like the Weeds. My name was like DeWeeds 257. DeWeeds. D-A Weeds. Because
yes.
grandma one time she was like, "Are you on DeWeeds?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I was, and it made me laugh a lot at that time, and I remembered it, and I named myself that on AOL.
You are the
And 257 was my initials on the phone back in pager days. You know what I mean? When you would mark a pager.
Yeah, if you
257.
have an AOL account, you're back in the pager days.
Essentially, yeah, that's what we're getting at there. So, all right. Here we go. Wii and DS servers are going down for the online.
We?
The Wii and the DS servers.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Nobody cares. Who cares? I mean, okay. Okay, yeah, but I mean, yeah, for some people
That's
that
what I'm
probably
asking.
sucks.
That's why we throw it in there.
You know,
It's
but
not,
if I recall, the best
it's too
Nintendo
serious.
games were never online.
Yeah.
So,
Split screen, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking split screen.
Right.
yep.
All right. Moving on. You got any? You got any ideas on that?
On the Wii?
Yeah.
About goddamn time.
Right. Okay, so let's go on to Night Trap. The Night Trap is getting re-released. I know probably none of you guys know what Night Trap was.
Absolutely not.
Is that where you trap
It
people at
was
night?
okay, but
It sounds really
it was on Sega CD.
rapey. Like, rape.
You're on to something.
Great.
Sounds like
It
an
was
episode
on,
of
totally
Kodak.
dude, it was on Sega CD.
What?
And it was like a fucking. It was one of those
Bryce,
games
do you feel
that's
old right now?
no.
No. No.
We're all like, what?
But okay, in the Night Trap, it was a bunch of girls. It was one of those movies, or it was like a movie game. You know what I mean? Interactive, live action movie game. And it was on Sega CD, and there was a bunch of girls having a sleepover, like college girls or whatever, at someone's house out in the middle of nowhere at the lake or something, and there's like vampires or some shit. But it's all live action. But the game, here's what makes it interesting, is the game got banned because there is like a rape scene in it. Like, not like XXX hardcore or something, but back then, think about it, I mean, it was mid-90s.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Video games are still pretty young then.
Yeah.
And the line hasn't been pushed
I
in that
saw a
direction
child
yet.
get eaten on Resident Evil 2. So
right, but this was like live action stuff. It wasn't game. Like
wait, what?
It was one of those games where it's like you're looking at
I remember
movie.
that shit.
You're looking at real people.
Oh fuck, I remember that.
And it's just an interactive thing with real scenes, real people. And it was like this vampire rape scene of these chicks and and I had that. The thing is, I had that game, dude, because the game got banned. And a buddy of mine was like, I've got that game. And I was like, hook it up. He let me borrow his Sega CD and the game. Because I had a Genesis, but he was like, take it, dude. I was like, sweet. And then, like, down the line, he's like, you want to just buy it from me, you know, and I don't want the shit. And I'm like, sure.
In case the cops come and raid my house.
Right. What is that game? But, so they're re-releasing
Hillary
it.
2016.
So there's the thing, they're re-releasing it, though. Now, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I mean, what? It's probably like 20 years ago this game came out, or by the time it comes out. So that's the thing. It's like 20 years ago, this game was banned,
right?
And now it's being re-released.
Because
so you see the contradiction, or the growth, I guess, or what you see the cultural growth,
right?
In a fucked up direction. If you look at it like that, I guess like now the rape scene's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
they're gonna take that out.
I don't know.
I swear to God.
It wasn't like
it wasn't scripted. I really don't grasp the concept of this fully. Was it real people in a room?
Yeah.
And you press the button and they're like, okay, they want me to do this.
You're like watching. You're like, I don't know. You're like
FMVs. Full motion videos.
There you go.
Okay.
FMVs.
So it's pre-recorded.
It's pre-recorded.
Depending on your action.
Videos.
And then if you click on this, then it'll go, oh, he wants this one.
And it'll do a scene.
One. Or it'll do, like, in a
so
book.
there was already a vampire rape scene in the game.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I want to see that because I'm a fucking weirdo or whatever.
Well, it's just part of the progression of the game.
It's like choose your own adventure.
It wasn't like then the games weren't that detailed where they go in that many directions. Like, it's pretty straightforward.
Nowadays, you remember choose your own adventure?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay. No, I understand now. So I'm telling you, they're gonna leave that out, and if they don't, it's probably gonna get bad news again.
Do you remember when it was rumored that Lara Croft was gonna get raped?
Whoa.
And they lost their shit.
No.
In the most recent Lara Croft game, there was a rumor that Lara Croft was going to get raped in the game.
Oh, yeah, the new one. Yeah, I do remember that.
What?
They lost their shit online.
Where did the rumor come from? I mean, that's a rumor.
Internet.
I get it.
God
but,
knows.
You know.
Yeah,
But, I did see the same thing.
What? That's...
People lost their shit because you are not allowed to shock people in art, apparently. So eventually
it'll get that way.
Call me.
Eventually it'll get that way.
Call me
what you like. I just feel like that's like society's the fucking small pockets of society that aren't really ready to start seeing women take more fucking dominant or lead roles in games and shit like that in the future. Like, I just feel like that's baloney. Gotta be out there for you women out there, because you're awesome.
All right, so that's the Night Trap release. Going down the line here, we got. All right, we had talked about Oculus Rift a little bit earlier, but latest news is they're going to be putting them in Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
bang! They're going to be putting those virtual reality headset that we were talking about earlier into Chuck E. Cheese's.
Lawsuit coming.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pink eye strikes the state of everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Geez. And you know what? Those things are $150 a piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's going to be one or two of them, and that's going to be broke in a week.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Have fun spending more money than child.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing is child-proof.
And
tanks are not child-proof.
They should just put up a big sign: "You break, you buy." And those.
How do you not gonna play that game? Get away from it.
Right. Like they say not to let children 7 under use the 3D effect on the 3DS. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna strap an Oculus Rift to somebody's head. You know what I mean? Like, for their fucking 5th birthday or whatever. I mean,
let me.
You're doing it now.
Let me point this out.
Cross-eyed and blind. There's like 2 HD screens in your fucking. You know.
Nothing feels clean in a Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
I go into a Chuck E. Cheese. I feel like fucking Howard Hughes.
The soda area
put
smells
hand
like
sanitizer
piss.
on everything.
Every time I'm like, why does it smell like who's
there a
peeing
needle?
by the soda? Or is the bathroom just on the other side and it's like fucked up in the plumbing, or I don't know what's going on. Is there a drain nearby? God damn it! Like,
it's not an environment where I'd want to expose my eyes. I don't want to expose
to contact.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's why there's hand sanitizer at the door. So that you don't rub your
come
eye
on, you're acting
blood.
like kids are only going to get pink eye from the virtual reality at Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, look, come on, that place has to be dirty as hell.
Yeah,
I mean, think all the plastic balls that kids are coughing and pissing and
they got rid of the plastic balls.
Oh, did they?
Everybody pretty much has gotten rid of the plastic
the
ball pits.
Tunnels that kids
tunnels,
crapping and puking and spitting and sneezing and crawl with their dirty, sticky hand. I love kids. I mean, they're great, but
they're disgusting.
Yeah, they can be pretty gross at times, and we can't.
All right, so off from the topic of how awful Chuck E. Cheese is.
Yeah, let's get away from these bad topics here. Sorry, that was silly.
Let's see. Minecraft is coming out for Xbox One in August.
That's a good topic. I think I can dish about whatever they'd say.
They're coming out in August for Xbox One and PS4.
Right.
For $20, but they said if you have the previous gen version, $5.
Sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And
sweetest of
and
meats.
you can transfer your worlds
No shit.
from the 360 or PS3 to your next gen, and bigger worlds, bigger multiplayer. They said most of the skins and texture packs will transfer, but not all of them due to licensing
losses.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean that's all that's been said about it, for sure. I mean, you gonna get it? Did you played the last one, didn't you?
Fuck yeah.
$5. I mean.
Oh yeah, I'll get it.
Fuck.
Do you guys hear a ringing, or is that just my?
Yeah, there's a ringing.
Yeah.
It's this computer, I think.
It's the
yeah.
Fan.
Sure.
It's probably
the HARP.
Yeah, this fan.
Okay, because joined with my tinnitus, it is not.
It's the
it is
glitch in the
unpleasant-
Matrix, man.
Unpleasant.
It's the glitch in the Matrix.
Fuck off, John.
All right, so let's go
My
see.
tinnitus.
Watch Dogs is coming out on Tuesday. You getting it?
I didn't know it was for Xbox One. I thought it was just for PS4. I went to
No,
GameStop today and I saw it was for Xbox.
It's for all, yeah.
I think I might get it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Cool.
It's like GTA mixed with like an Assassin's Creed type feel. Not a lot of climbing shit, but the combat and stuff.
Based in Chicago or whatever.
Yeah,
Seems pretty
Chicago.
cool.
It's in
You can
Chicago. I can finally beat up some Bears fans.
Future Chicago. It's the thing is with everything in the infrastructure is set up on one operating system, and that's why you're able to hack into it with your phone, and you can control lights, gas pipes, whatever. I mean,
it's pretty. I think
door locks that are
electronic.
electronic.
It looks pretty cool.
So hold on, one operating system that everybody uses and it's easily hackable. So we're going back to XP.
Not that everyone uses, that the city uses to control all of its infrastructure, like the stoplights, electrical grid, sewage, everything that's within the cities, the government control is functioned by this one operating system throughout the whole everything. You know what I mean? So once you're in it, then you're in it, I guess, and that's how they attempt to explain at least what you're able to do. You know what I mean, with your phone and shit. But you're pretty much just a futuristic bounty hunter. Not futuristic, but I mean it's in the future, maybe 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
But you play a bounty hunter with your app, you know what I mean, hunting down dudes. Like a vigilante bounty hunter, I should say, I guess.
Vigilante bounty hunter using apps to take down villains.
Yeah, it plays a bit like GTA, but it's from Ubisoft. I mean, that's probably why it feels like Assassin's Creed, I guess.
It looks interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Try it out.
Yeah, Gabe said he was going to get it, I think.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What do you got, John?
I've got
over on your side of town.
Some interesting ones. All right, so something I'm gonna go off on a little ramp here. Those short-sighted bureaucrats in Washington are shutting down HARP, our main line of defense against UFOs, our weather domination machine, and our only way of planting insane thoughts on all the people who get too close to the truth. So, if you don't know what HARP is, it's this big installation up in Alaska that all the conspiracy theorists think is either a weather domination machine, you're able to control the weather, a mind control device, or various other nefarious activities going on with HARP. Pouring it out. So it's kind of interesting. Really, what it is it's an ionospheric testing facility. So they learn about the upper atmosphere, which is very useful for radar and communications and all sorts of other boring stuff. But they're talking about actually trying to turn it into a national historic site.
Really?
Yes. So you can go up, you can go visit HARP.
I'll go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of HARP, its legacy, government mind control weapons?
How about this? If they're making it, what did you say? They're making it a museum?
Historic society.
A historic society?
They're trying to.
Well, I doubt that they're really hiding much up there, and it's probably some advanced meteorological or meteorological, whatever the hell the word is.
Meteorology. Difficult to pronounce, isn't it?
No, meteorological, whatever the fuck.
Can we get a meteorologist in here?
Technology. I'm really pissed that I can't fucking
pronounce
that word, which is fucking.
We'll fly in a guest next week who can pronounce it.
I have consumed some whiskey, so.
You're not slurring your words. You're using cursive. You're saying cursive.
But it's probably just some advanced, radar for whatever, weather radar, whatever the hell, Doppler.
We have
Viper 6, RGB6 Viper.
That's the Viper 7.
Those of you people that live in central Indiana that know what I'm talking about. Everyone's like, oh, we know what Fox 59 is. Everyone's, we don't know that shit.
Any other opinions on HARP or
the weather
control?
I think it sounds like a cool theory, but I'm just not gonna bite into it.
Yeah, I feel the government does all its crazy secret shit in locations where people don't even think about.
Right.
Yeah.
Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center, for instance. Let's move on. All right, let's get into a little different topic here. Quentin Tarantino wants to do a Django Unchained miniseries.
Django. D is silent.
Okay, well,
Django.
Quentin Tarantino, he's a smart guy. I'll give him that. He knows his history. He made a hell of a movie, Pulp Fiction. But
did you hear today for the 22nd anniversary of Pulp Fiction at Canas, wherever the hell it is in California or whatever. They did on the beach, France, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Film festival.
They played that movie, and they had all the actors in it. They had Uma Thurman, they had Bruce Willis, they had Samuel Jackson. All of them were there, and a whole bunch of people watched the movie for the 22nd. My buddy that I went to high school with, well, not really my buddy, but I knew him. He got to see it. I think that's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's tight.
He does filming and shit. I'd love to go see that. Pulp Fiction's my favorite movie. My favoriteest movie ever.
It's one of my favorites too.
Anyways, back to the Django Dodge Durango Unchained miniseries here.
I'm trying to remember.
What you were gonna talk about
Django
before?
Miniseries. Oh, Quentin Tarantino, yeah, smart guy, yada yada. But his last couple of historical films, I recognize they're Quentin Tarantino's spin, but Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained.
Yeah. Inglourious Bastards.
Look, they were comical, they were humorous movies, but that's what they were. Humor to me. you put fucking rap music in a 1860s. I like hip hop, rap, whatever, but you put it in a movie about the 1860s. Doesn't Rick Ross isn't what I'm thinking when I think about slavery, and maybe you think about that, Mr.
I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen it.
I think
it's Rick Ross in there
Did
somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
I wish we had that.
It's about 1860 or whatever.
He knows his audience, I guess, in a sense.
I don't know
what that kind of movie.
I wish we had that Quentin Tarantino interview queued
up.
up.
Let's see what we got here. This looks like Morgan Freeman's just flew in with that last helicopter ride, but he's on helium.
Usual situation.
Not yet. What's that? Wrong button. Wrong button. I just muted his mic. Anyways.
Well, we
fucked that up.
Can't get that one back.
Fucked up the I can. Fucked up the Morgan Freeman interview.
You mean he can say,
I can smell you.
There we go. He must be close. So, is that the end of your
Well, I've got some other topics if you
let's see.
Alright.
If you want to take a look. If anything strikes your fancy. If anybody else wants to.
Who's got something on their mind?
Here
we go.
Looks
like Morgan Freeman's back. Don't be afraid to chime in, but
you don't always get what you expect. But sometimes, unusual situations lead to new insights. To find the truth about gravity, physicists are studying it in a place where they expect it to act very strangely.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
geez. It's like that Twin Falls, the little midget.
Here,
Morgan Freeman on helium.
I
Thanks
have
for coming by.
Oh, here he goes.
He's out.
Peace out, dude.
Out of here.
I have something to bring up off my mind, off tops. Freestyle podcast here.
For sure.
I was watching Animal Planet last night, or this morning technically, yesterday morning at around 2 a.m. I found out there's a worldwide virus called canine distemperament something or other, and when wild cats like tigers and lions and cougars and things of that sort get infected with it by eating, which I also didn't know, dogs, which is one of wildcats' favorite meals, that and other small animals, I guess, they can get this disease, like eating raccoons, for instance.
Right.
So that's what infected a lot of big cats at a reserve in Louisiana or something like that, they were saying. But what this does is it makes them... The title of the show was Big Cat Zombie, or Big Cat Man-Eating Zombie, or Man-Eating Zombie Cat. And I'm thinking, this sounds insane, but they're saying this virus makes... Whoa. Yeah.
Virus alert.
Right. It makes these cats not afraid of humans. They had a video of a tiger in Amur, Russia, which is by China, by the Amur River, which is the border between, China and Russia, for you people that need to know. The Amur tiger was walking in the middle of a highway, and all these Russian people, they were like, what's up, cat, driving. But anyway, and it says it makes them hunt humans. And they had a film of a cougar running through Chicago. Chicago, people! I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. That's a 3-hour drive and a 20-minute run for a cougar.
Zombie cougar?
Probably a day run.
Well,
I was just kidding,
Zombie cougar.
Zombie cougars are in Chicago.
Right down I-65.
According to Animal Planet, I should be wary, so,
He can take the Amtrak from Chicago to Indianapolis.
A zombie cougar could get on the Amtrak because they're not afraid of the city now.
Well, I will point out that human beings were previously hunted by big cats.
Well, of course.
And we actually hunted one species of big cats to extinction. You might remember the saber-toothed tiger. We only had spears.
That's just the supported theory.
Where's your proof, John?
Oh, my apologies. Allow me to dial up the university. I'll have them bring down some documents.
Well, I'm sure we had a factor in it, but also,
bring some teeth up here.
Waiting to exhale.
Ooh, he's got the dip.
Throwing up. Oh, all right. So he's throwing up.
My point being is that modern man has the ability, if we wish to wipe out big cats entirely.
Well,
we're struggling. We're struggling right now to keep them alive, existing as a species.
That's why we won't really.
If this truly became a threat, we would just stop trying to, not kill them.
I mean, of course, I'm not saying like we should be worried. I'm just, it was kind of fun.
Well, yeah.
You want to hear something funny about France in the news?
Yeah, I do. France.
Take those Franco bastards down a peg.
Thanks for giving us something to talk about France.
Yeah.
So France ordered new subway trains for their subways.
Yeah.
$20 billion.
Too many terrorist bombs?
Nope, $20 billion they spent, and they got the wrong size. They got the wrong size.
The wrong size.
Don't you hate that when you go to the store
and
you got the wrong size.
Some underwear and it's too small.
Yeah. Like what? Like they said, any tunnels that are 30 years or older are too small for them. The newer ones will fit, but they have to spend an extra $50 million. To widen the tunnels for
Viva la France!
Hope you guys like
Nobody
your,
measured the old tunnels, just the new ones.
We don't measure things. We have the metric system.
$20 billion job.
Even though I do think that we should use the metrics.
Somebody's getting their
for
ass
science, which I guess we
canned.
Cans?
Yes. And that is a pun on the
they won't get
French
canned.
Film Festival.
They're the French.
Somebody is getting canned. The construction company or whoever.
Oh yeah, no,
did
those
the
guys will
measuring
get, but the French people.
So they're gonna go. So who's the asshole?
They're gonna
get measure some of these.
They're gonna get fired, and then they're gonna get hired by the company hired to widen the tunnels because they're hiring.
They'll get hired and then fired, and then they'll get rich off of the French welfare system.
Is that a good one? Is that a good
welfare
welfare system?
It's a very supportive. Most French people, I think, it is only work 2 days out of the week.
That's tight.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
that's what they do.
Sitting around and having
you get paid for
all
that.
day long or
massive
whatever.
Unemployment.
Right.
They
they
don't
need to work.
With a bunch of broke people all the time.
Riots in
the government gives you money over there. It's like socialist
a couple
country.
months ago, I read a article about how in Germany,
it's kind of weird.
at a Goodyear tire factory in Germany, Goodyear was getting pissed at them because their workers were only working 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh no, this is how we do it in Germany." And
yeah,
Goodyear was like,
I've heard that.
We're not
I have heard about
tires.
I have heard about some shit like that before in Europe, like having really small work weeks.
Right.
Like the 40-hour work week, like the 9 to 5 was made here in America.
But
that's what made us successful was our work ethic.
Right. We work hard. They'll get the shit.
No, Americans do have a very good work ethic, but a lot of it is forced and not always to our benefit. But, it pays the bills.
So, we're going to bounce around. Michael Jackson just did the hologram performance on the billboards last week.
That was cool, man.
Slave to the Rhythm was the name of the song, which is ironic because you were saying, when we talked about this off the air, you guys were saying that the hologram captures a part of their soul, and now they're like a slave to the rhythm, essentially. And it was ironic that was his song during his hologram performance.
They're trying to tell us something.
They're trying to tell you nothing and something at the same time. Like, look into it, and then don't look into it. I don't know.
Illuminati.
He was up there.
There was a track on there, though. There was a track, and I thought the chorus was kind of funny. Let's.
Do you know where your children are?
Let's do that one more time. That might have been really loud.
Do you know where your children are? Do you know where your children are?
I don't know. I just think that's kind of strange coming from a dead Michael Jackson holiday.
Do you know where your children are?
Like he's diddling dudes in the afterlife? Like, what's going on? Like
diddling children, you mean? In the
right,
afterlife.
yeah. I don't know.
Wait, was he even convicted of that, or what?
No. But there were...
I'm not saying... No, I believe he did. Don't get me wrong. They found
two cases, which, you know, you can always say the second one, at least, was a fake to try to get money. But I don't know. I think, like, you know, yeah, like you say, rich people are able to get off on a lot of shit like that.
Yeah, I have
South
said
Park.
that.
Like
Rich
that
people
one
are.
fucking DuPont air, like a couple months ago, the heir of a, you ever heard of DuPont?
Nope.
It's a conglomerate company that owns a lot of other smaller companies.
No, I've heard
they
of them
pretty
now.
much own the world. But I mean, they own a lot of shit. Like,
okay, they own a lot of
and they run it. And this dude was an heir to one of the, some money from the family.
Oh, wasn't he?
And
he was a news anchor or some shit.
No, he was just. He was sitting on the millions. He was sitting on that money.
Right.
But he was raping his children. And
what? Yeah, okay. I'd say that's the rich.
Not going to jail. The judge literally said that he wouldn't be able to handle being in jail.
Yeah.
So
like the what?
That's the
16-year-old
same
kid in Texas who killed 3 people.
Yeah, no, I think he killed like 4.
Yeah.
And he had a half-naked 13-year-old girl in the car, and he had no license, no driver's permit. Was driving a pickup going 70 down the road. The youth group pastor stopped to help the girls, the girl, her mom, her friend, and her mom, or maybe it was her dad, from because they had a flat and they were changing the tire. And then the youth pastor stopped. Then this kid fucking slams into them, kills like most of them, and then the judge is like, it's affluenza. This kid's so rich that he doesn't know what a consequence is. Or he's so rich and has never had consequences. Right. So they gave him probation, maybe.
Was he a minor, right, I guess?
Yeah, okay, but check this out.
Dropped off probation.
And he had to go to a rehab center, which was an extremely nice rehab center in Malibu. And I lived out in Los Angeles County.
That's how that goes, man.
And shit, and I saw Malibu, and they're afraid to catch middle class up there. They're the real bastards.
Yes.
Who run this country because we're an oligarchy. There we go. Thank you.
Michael says it best.
Michael.
Smeared on the front of a rich kid's car.
So,
I'm not a rich hater. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a success hater, but
that's fucked up.
It's that's
in summary.
That's the inequality that's the inequality that a lot of people bitch about. That a lot of people dislike. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not saying I'm an inequality person myself. I'm just saying that's where that comes from, though.
Moving on to a lighter subject.
Something to bring them fucking shit back.
Oh yeah, my bad. No.
That's what Jacko does sometimes.
I want to read a quick news article.
Yeah,
you got one?
What Jacko does.
But here, I just got a quick little joke.
Okay.
These are just random. These are video games, Japanese games with unfortunately perverted sounding titles.
Yes,
they're legit games, like old school games. But all right, so we've got Nuts and Milk. What it sounds like and what it's about. It sounds like a white bodily fluid and a point of origin. Nuts and milk. What it's really about, a pink blob named Milk who's trying to rescue his fiancée from a teal blob named Nuts.
Cool. Thanks, Japs.
Right. 6 inch my darling.
6 inch my darling?
6 inch my darling. What it sounds like, it's about a man who's generally confident is... Alright, you already know what it sounds like. What it's really about, a boy who is secretly serving a chaperone to a 6 inch tall fairy from another world.
Whoa, that sounds even more inappropriate than what I thought it was.
Then we've got Muv Love.
Muff Love.
What it's about, a gamer who is awesome at mecha fighting games who finds his house and life invaded by the Harris to one of Japan's biggest company conglomerates. It sounds like the kind of love two people get down, and that involves a lot of movement. And I don't mean dancing. Just breed.
Just
breed.
Just breed.
Breathe. Just
breed. Breed.
Breed.
B-R-E-E-D.
Bread.
Fornicate.
It's really about a hero who raises an army to rescue kidnapped priests responsible for protecting his home city. You know, Japanese translation always works out for the best.
The Japanese are just freaky sometimes, though.
Yeah. You know, what, Arnold Schwarzenegger did a lot of commercials for Japan. And I guess Bruce Willis has too. It's pretty funny to see. What were you about to pull out of your ass, Gabe? Before I interrupted you with the...
Bremerton, Washington. A 24-year-old Bremerton man told a Washington State trooper he was not wearing pants because he had recently received a body wax. After the Manzilla, quote-unquote, or Brazilian hair removal for men, he said his jeans irritated his skin, so he was driving in his underwear. The Kitsap Sun reports, a witness saw the man exposing himself Wednesday. He was arrested on suspicion of indecent exposure. I find that a suspicion
of it.
Yeah, we're going to arrest you because we think you were showing your dick, but we're not sure.
Maybe he had pants on by the time they caught up to him. I mean, if it was just suspicion, right?
I don't think you can have
it. Maybe he got off.
Maybe he got off. Proof.
Maybe he got off of the case. That's the futuristic boom-ts.
Bringing it.
We're gonna new wave.
New wave.
Or new age or old wave. We're going through the old wave now. New
Space age.
Yep. So.
Alright.
Now we're talking. Here, let's.
Yeah.
Alright, we got queued up a little Arnold Japanese commercial. Energy drink commercial. Power. You know.
Yeah.
That's how he gets down. Oh, this one. This one's so artistic. Swinging around some teapots to a golden sky. Flexing his muscles.
The music and the fact that I knew no, his dad was a Nazi.
Right. Oh. What? Cup of noodle.
Noodle.
So cup of noodle in Japanese is cup of noodle.
Cup of noodle.
What?
We learned our
Seriously?
Japanese.
Seriously?
Seriously? Hey, Rob, please, you speak English?
Let's go through another one. Fuck it. They're going. Alright, something.
He's holding a car.
Carrying a car along a cliff. Almost. Another cup of noodle commercial.
Shoving it into his mouth.
It must be very cold, but he is burning the shit out of his mouth. But loving every second of that cup of noodle.
He looks so much
Hey Japan, Arnold Schwarzenegger is so big from Cup of Noodle.
Cup of noodle.
What? Ooh! Yes! Our noodles are beaten by Arnold.
We'll put these videos, we'll put them in a link at the bottom.
Sweat is all over the fucking place. Yeah, if you want to check out the videos, just get at me on Twitter. I've already posted them there. It's at BigBS, BIGGBS. And you can get a link to pretty much every article that or headline that we talk about on my Twitter. I post it throughout the week, and that's the majority of our discussion is that.
What?
He's just standing with a jackhammer while the cliffs behind him explode, while this American music plays to a Japanese Cup of Noodle!
Cup of Noodle!
It's Cup of Noodle again! Man, he must have got paid.
Big
Oh shit!
Whoa!
Oh shit! He's in like a Most Extreme Challenge host. You remember?
Yeah.
Remember the Most Extreme MXC? It was like Ninja Warrior, but like goofy as hell, like, fake as shit, or whatever. You know, nobody won. Yeah, he looks like he's the host with that outfit on. Wow. Noodle. Cup of noodle. Oh, this kind again, but just with different things instead of...
A giant
It's
fork.
the same director. Right, you don't need chopsticks?
No.
That's Chinese, isn't it? No, it's Japanese too, right?
Japanese, Korean,
Yeah, it's all of it.
Thai, it's all around.
But they're trying to, like... Of course they want to... They're trying to introduce it as, like, American... Given American style... Even though he's not American, I guess he's famous as an American actor.
Wow.
Yeah, Cup of Noodle.
Pat is in the bathroom.
Pat's been missing out on the Cup of Noodle for a cigarette.
What else we got?
We're looking at some meat
Well, you
curtains.
could be certain that the meat curtains.
That reminds me of a story I'd like to bring up.
What, this?
Well, you could be certain that the meat curtains.
Meat curtain was hanging.
Well, you could be certain that the meat
Alright.
curtains.
So this is from Florida. A Pompano firefighter, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She was charged with shooting at a man
To the beat.
who wouldn't have sex with her. In a weird way. She wanted him to choke her. And he was like, this is a little too weird for me. So he decided to get the hell out of there. Understandably.
Right.
But she did not take kindly to that, pulled out the semi-automatic pistol, and opened fire.
Did she kill him?
No, he's well enough to give a quote.
Welcome back.
Well, yeah, I'm back. Cigarette and people watching.
People watching.
Watching people.
Watching the staff in the bunker
Yeah.
below ground.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Let's see. Pregnancy pranks on YouTube. It's where a kid sets up a camera and tells their parents that they got someone pregnant when they really didn't. This kid in India did it, puts it on YouTube, you know what I mean?
Oh no.
His fucking dad just beat his ass, dude, right there on camera. And he posted it. And he said it wasn't until his dad got like a glass bottle out, then he said, you know, it's just a joke. It's a, you know what I mean? Like, I really didn't get it. He's like, he's just getting his ass kicked by his dad right there.
Right.
He's like,
Yes, that's hilarious.
It's the best reaction to a prank is when the
Goes
prankster
horribly
gets
wrong.
Right.
gets
Yeah.
the shit kicked out of him.
yeah, that's exactly what the title says. Like, pregnancy prank goes horribly wrong.
Right.
Child gets beaten or whatever. I'm like,
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good video.
good
Hell
post,
yeah.
dude. Great job at keeping it real.
Appeasing the youth.
Anybody have
Following
any-
through with your decision of recording and posting.
He'd make a good
Not
actor because he played through it the whole way up until
Right.
he was about to get
Right, he can
seriously injured.
always
Dedication.
pull back on that that trauma when he's in a sensitive scene in a movie as an actor.
My dad used to no, Daddy, no!
Yep. So,
Hey, bring up one more thing here.
what you got over there?
This
We're
one I
good.
want to know everybody's opinion, whether they're
We're
opposed
coming
to
up-
or not.
Yeah, we're coming up close on the time.
Coming close on the time.
We
Taco
got
Bell
TB.
testing new Crunch Wrap sliders. So you know the Crunch Wrap in slider format. So just
Wow.
like a small
What?
little Crunch
Tiny
Wrap.
ones.
I bet you they're
Yeah.
going to make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
probably.
Well, I mean, shit, look what they did with breakfast, and then all of a sudden McDonald's is like, well, we're going to serve free coffee. And everyone started flipping their shit and trying to throw free shit out there.
Right.
See, I remember when I was a
Breakfast,
kid.
breakfast is
really
a
isn't that
huge
bad, yeah.
part of the money.
Their
for
waffles
those
suck
places.
horribly, but
Who?
their Taco Bell,
Oh,
and like the crunch wrap version of whatever the hell they have is actually fairly good.
Right, that's probably. I mean, that's the only thing I'd probably get after looking at everything is the crunch wrap thing. But
the waffle with the waffle with the bacon or sausage, whatever.
Sausage, egg, cheese, and a waffle. Yeah, around it.
The waffle was shit. It was just it tasted dry.
I mean that's what you're going to get from them. I mean they're not going to make it right then. Yeah. Like I'm sure when they fucking made it in the kitchen and let the fucking executives taste it, you know, it's fresh and like, yeah, that's a good waffle.
Now I'm gonna go shit my pants for an hour.
It's never gonna fucking be like that.
Yeah.
For
I'm gonna go blow
the
up a
customer,
toilet in my executive bathroom.
Especially at whenever fucking now everybody's probably shitty that's a Taco Bell employee because now they gotta go to work 3 hours earlier. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like, now we're just open 24 hours. I used to get a 4-hour break. All this fucking Baja Blast has got me jacked up. I've been working non-stop.
Well, remember when I was young, I'm sure when you were all young, you remember this. Taco Bell had basically one basic item. It was...
Tacos.
Yeah. Crunchy or soft.
Yeah.
You got some diarrhea meat. Some wilted lettuce and some cheese.
Yeah, the enchilada and the...
You can add sauce.
Chili cheese burrito.
And they had that Mexican pizza thing.
Yeah.
But there wasn't that much variety.
Right. They didn't have the chalupas and the gorditas and the
craziness.
Smash wraps and the dick slaps and the...
So you know what I think? Subway sucks
solicited sex.
No, I don't think
they didn't
Subway...
When I was a kid, they didn't have guys with head injuries offering to blow you. When I was an adult,
I remember this
when I was an adult, that became a truth in my life. Anybody else out there been offered to get blown by a guy with a head injury at Taco Bell?
I'm happy to say that I've never been offered that at Taco Bell. I've been offered some good deals. Free taco for donating money.
Let's go ahead and get it out there. I was riding my moped in the rain. In the rain. And the rain was so much that I saw the Taco Bell and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to sit in here and eat and hang out for a minute while the rain dies down. And I'm waiting in line and this guy comes up to me and he's got this look in his eyes. And I'm like, something's not right with the look in his eyes.
Oh, he wanted it.
And I was...
Right.
No, he had a head injury. Is the...
When I was going...
So I came in, I was waiting in line, he's like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Bryce. Hey, what's up? And he's like, I'm fucking Ricky or whatever. I don't remember. He's like, whatever. I'm Ricky, and he's like, how old are you? And I was like, 24 or whatever the fuck I was then. And he's like, I'm 28. He's like, is that too old? I was like, no, that's not. I was like thinking like, does he have a problem? Like, does he think he's old? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, no, that's not that old, buddy. That's not that old. Don't quit on me. That's not. I was like, that's not that old. And then they're like, oh, come on up and order. Or no, so before I ordered, he was like, he said something to me, I didn't hear him, and so I just ignored him. Like, this guy's fucking weird. And so I order, and then I'm waiting for my food, and he comes up to me again, and he's like, what'd you say your name was again? Blah, blah, and I'm like, Bryce, man, like, at this point I'm kind of like, what do you want? Like, I know you're going to fucking ask me for something, you know what I mean? Like, first I thought he was just being friendly, whatever. Now I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And so... I got my food, and he's like, hey, he's like, he came up to me, got in my ear real close, and he's like, I wouldn't mind sucking your dick. And I instantly said, only if you order me some more tacos with my sperm on your face. That was... the punchline, but the real story was I turned around and left and drove off on my moped in the rain with my soggy ass tacos. you know, on the way to my buddy's house. I was on the way to my friend's house to go drink some beers and shit. And
didn't he have a caseworker with him though, or something?
Oh yeah. He came up to me again, and this lady's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just talking." and then that's when he leaned in and said, "I wouldn't mind sucking your dick." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed the key part." He said, before he offered to blow me, he said, "I have a head injury, so you can bitch slap me if you want." That was his exact phrase, dude. I remembered it. I was like, "What? What?" I was like, "Okay." Like, that was before he said, "I want to blow you." And I was like, "Okay, obviously, that's what's going on here. You have a head injury. I see that now. Like, now it's all making sense.
Right.
But I don't understand why you want me to bitch slap you." And it was because he was prepping me for the blowing question or comment. He was like, "I wouldn't mind sucking your dick." Yeah, no, because he was wanting to fucking ease his way in, like, or
that's
whatever.
A clever head injury victim, man.
I have a head injury.
Perverted guy.
But see, what my theory was, that he had probably said that to somebody before without the bitch slapping comment, and got bitch slapped. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably said, "I wouldn't mind sucking your dick," and then got knocked the fuck out. And then came to and was like, "Damn, next time I should say, you can bitch slap me if you want, because I'm, about to say it," instead of knocking me out. And I was like, so that's my... I don't think he was clever. I think he's just going off of getting knocked the fuck out, and not wanting that to happen again. Yeah, exactly. And that's why he said... That was also my theory with why he asked if that was too old, because I think he had probably solicited himself to someone that was not of age. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And so he's like, "How old are you?" That was he said, "What's your name and how old are you?" That was his fucking setup.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Am I too old?" And I'm like, "No."
Right.
But not understanding that he's like, seeing if I'm attracted to him or something or what. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who fucking knows?
But all right. So moving on from there, we're running down to the headlines now. We're getting low on the topics. We're going to wrap it up. Funny headlines I've seen this week: Thai military tightens grip. That's from CNN. A lot of these are from CNN. One-armed football player looking to go pro.
Sweet.
Not going to happen, buddy.
Nope.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of one-armed football players looking to go pro.
He just has like a metal pole with a hand, just automatic stiff arm the entire time.
I mean, are they going to put the robotic arm from last week's stories on that motherfucker? Because then they might need to make a new league for people like that. Fucking robot wars and shit going down.
The BNFL.
Let's see, we got man married teen he kidnapped 10 years ago.
That's got to be a healthy relationship. Yeah, there's nothing like Stockholm syndrome to
that's
solidify
CNN.
love.
I'm quoting the sources so you don't think I'm bullshit. That's CNN, if you believe CNN.
Yep.
Tennessee brings back the electric chair.
I heard that.
Bang.
Tennessee.
Fucking bang it out, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Invent laser executions. We have Hollow,
Bring
Michael
back
Jackson's,
the Rifle Squad.
Hollow Tupac.
Oh, ammo's too much money.
Yeah.
Utah.
Get that Navy laser.
Alright, so then we have the verdict.
Catapult people.
The verdict is unequivocal. The budget is unequitable.
MC economist.
It's kind of a bit of a tongue twister. That's the only reason I put it in there. It's kind of a weird...
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Finally, a use for smartphones. Nope, I mean smart watches.
Smart watches.
Read that wrong. Finally, a use for smart watches. I don't know what the use is. I didn't look at that. I just like... that's headlines.
Yeah.
I just like that headlines. That's all you need to know.
Well, you could be certain that the meat curtains.
What's happening?
So, here we are, at the end of the pit. Once again, episode 2 is wrapping up. Plug it.
Alright, so...
Blade plug-in.
Or no, your Twitter.
We are on Twitter. Big BS. 2 Gs. Twitch. You know where I'm at on YouTube. Subscribe if you want to get the next episode.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes, there you go. Leave comments for any questions you want to throw in the mix. Doesn't matter, anything goes.
Hey, I play Xbox One. I just about damn near only play Battlefield 4. So if you're down with that shit, go ahead and add me on Xbox. It's LokeDog54. LOCDOGG54.
Yeah, get at it.
Get at me in real life. Just say, hey, bro.
Well, and tell them what you got. Fucking Plenty of Fish account or I don't
know. Fucking jokers out here. No. I only have a Facebook.
You're a single young guy.
I have a.
It's very possible. I know people that are on that shit.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have any dating accounts, but I don't know, I have a Facebook. You'll never know.
If you want, yeah.
If you know me.
Comments, suggestions, criticism that'll earn you a spot on our glorious wall of fame.
Earned you a spot.
Thanks to Mike McGinley for submitting the question.
Yeah.
Or set of questions. You give us a few of them.
Most honorable. Mike.
Honorable.
Yes.
And throw us some good questions. We'll respond. We will. We're trying to build
this. Big BS, PKD, Gabe, and John. And you have just climbed your way out of the pit. This is it.